Welcome replay viewers and good afternoon everybody. And we're at the Long Island Railroad Speonk station here on eastern Long Island, Suffolk County. And this is the first day of the new South Fork Commuter connection service. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Thanks for sharing, Andy. We've got several actions going on here right now. Because of track work to the west of us, the midday trains have been canceled for bus service, weekday trains between here and Babylon. Yeah, it's been a while, and this is a historic day. I'm just going to go up here on the platform for a minute. I tried to get here this morning for the very first train ride of this new service from here to Montauk, actually from here to Amagansett in the morning, but the snowstorm precluded that. But I'm here for the afternoon now, and we're going to see the train set come back from Montauk. It arrives here at 2:15. We'll probably do a short broadcast now, and then I'll end this broadcast, and we'll get back online for the 2:15 arrival of this train, and then the 3 p.m. departure back out to Montauk. Thanks for joining. All right, so this is looking toward the east, toward Montauk, and I'll give everybody a rundown of where we are. We are at Speonk, Long Island, New York. This is about 72 miles east of New York City, Midtown Manhattan, on the south shore of Suffolk County, Long Island, New York. Here's one of the buses they're running to replace the train. There's usually a 2 o'clock train that leaves here from here to New York, to Jamaica, but that's not running between now and May 17th because of track work up to the west of us. So this bus makes all the local stops between here and Bayshore. There was a bus that just left a few minutes ago, and I believe that is an express bus to Babylon, but I'm not 100% sure. And then off in the distance of the parking lot, you can see another bus in reserve back over in that corner of the parking lot. So they have these coach buses that they're using to replace the midday trains. So anyway, that's a side issue here to why we came here today. And the main reason for being here this afternoon is to see this new train service which started today, March 4th. And they're running a shuttle train between here in Speonk and out east in Montauk, which is the end of the line on the south shore. So they have a train set that runs 3 round trips a day, and the whole idea is to try to help relieve some of the road traffic here on the South Fork of Long Island, which is really horrendous. And they're hoping more and more people will use this train shuttle service. And then they also have set up at all the East End stations from here, they have what they call the last mile service. So it's local bus or local cab service that will take you to various points in the communities that are served by the railroad. And the whole idea is to get people to take the train rather than drive their cars. And we'll see how it works out in time. They did this quite a few years ago when there was road construction out east, and it turned out to be fairly popular. But then once the road was converted from a 2-lane road to a 4-lane road, the train service ended. Hopefully this is going to be a more permanent train service here on the east end of Long Island. Now it doesn't connect with any trains heading to or from New York City. This is strictly a local service here on the South Shore and onto the South Fork of Long Island, here between Speonk and Montauk. Let me check my time. Andrea, it looks like you're with me. I think I see your decal there. Very good. Let me check the time here, folks. Okay, 10 minutes to 2. Let's walk down this way a little bit and hopefully we won't lose the signal. We're here at Speonk, Long Island Railroad Station. Yeah, New York City schools closed today. I saw that in the paper, Andrea. Locally here, a few of the school districts had delayed starts, like they didn't start school until 10 a.m. Our local school district was open on regular time today. I'm sure you had a lot more snow in New York City than we had out here. And you can see for the most part it's pretty well dry now, except where, you know, on the tracks here it was in the shadow of the station. So here's Speonk. Let me just walk in here and we'll show you this schedule. This is what it's all about. New East End service on the Montauk branch. They call it the South Fork Commuter connection. And it's added 3 round trips a day from here out east. Not all of them go to Montauk though. The train, the first one in the morning, 2724, goes from Speonk to Amagansett. And then the next eastbound train is from Hampton Bays to Montauk. And then there's a train westbound 727 to Hampton Bays. See, that those are all the communities east of the Shinnecock Canal. Hampton Bays and West Hampton are in Southampton town, west of the canal. And then this is what we're waiting for this afternoon, where you see it says new. There's a 12:58 train from Montauk that arrives here at 2:15, and then they turn that equipment and they run it back out east again at 3 p.m. out to Montauk at 4:14 p.m. The fare is pretty reasonable. It's $4.25 each way, and includes the train trip plus the what they call the local last mile shuttle service. Pretty darn good price for the railroad and for the bus or taxi service, whatever they're using to carry people to their places of employment. So let's see if this works out for them. Hope so. Andrea, you're still with me, I see. We still have good video and audio? Not for this service. Yeah, the ties, the concrete ties are being replaced between Babylon and Patchogue. No, correction. Between Babylon and Sayville. So there's only one track of the 2 tracks open for midday weekday trains now, between now and May 17th. So to get around that, they've canceled half a dozen midday trains and they're running the buses here. You can see this bus is here to take passengers up the island for connection to a train. But that has nothing to do with this new South Fork commuter connection service. We got a nice limo bus here to take people between here and the stations up west, up the island. So those stations would include Mastic, Shirley, Bellport, Patchogue, Sayville, Oakdale, Great River, Islip, and Bayshore. And then, of course, Babylon is where the electric trains run, start from there to New York City. Okay, I'm going to shut down this broadcast, and I'll be back on the air around 10 after 2 when the train comes in from Montauk.
Sir, are you going? Okay.
No, I'm not, sir. Thank you for asking, though, but no. Okay, the bus driver was just asking me if I'm leaving for the local bus up west here. So let's watch him leave. This is a 2 o'clock departure. If I can get a picture of his placard on the window there. Shows you all the stations he's stopping at. He has one passenger from here. Gentleman got on before. Okay, this is independent of this new South Fork commuter connection service, which started today. The railroad started this service today. But it's also the first day of the spring schedule, late winter, early spring schedule, where they're doing the track work to the west of us. Actually, it's not track work. What they're doing is they're replacing concrete ties, or they're installing concrete ties in the place of wooden ties for the next 10 weeks. And they're down to one track out of 2. So they've canceled some regular trains and they're running these shuttle buses. Alright, so hopefully you heard that announcement in the background explaining why we're having the buses here. I guess he's holding right on to the last minute before he departs here. Well, it is 2 o'clock. Okay, heck, the bus is leaving now. Or he's speaking with the other bus driver over there. Alright, again, this is the Long Island Railroad station at Speonk, here in eastern Suffolk County. And we will be awaiting the arrival of train 2727. It's a new designation, and this is a shuttle train between Montauk and Speonk. Now, from my earlier information that I received, they're operating today with one diesel locomotive and one C3 bi-level passenger car. And I guess as time goes on, if more and more people avail themselves of this service, then they'll probably add additional passenger cars. This is looking east toward Montauk. Okay, here goes our bus, making the local station stops between here and Bay Shore, heading west. So that's about an hour trip from here to Bay Shore, approximately. Maybe a little longer since he has to make local stops. Yeah, that bus is well equipped. It has Wi-Fi. Trying to decide which way to go. I don't know, he's going to go down to Montauk Highway, we think. Okay. Let me end this broadcast right now and check my battery, and then we will restart in about 5 minutes the live broadcast to see the train coming in from Montauk, because that's what we're here for. Okay, good folks, so thanks for joining me for this first phase of it, and I'll be back on the air within 5 to 10 minutes.